¡Órale! Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFP podcast. The primos are in the house. It's Super Bowl, baby. It is Super Bowl. Ahí viene.
Football is life.
It's
life
time.
Is football.
Muy bien. Hey, everybody. We are live on YouTube. Please make sure to give us a like and subscribe, por favor. We'd really appreciate it. Primos, how we feeling? How we feeling with the Super Bowl coming? Yeah, Hector, how you feeling?
Yeah. I'm still not completely healed from this pandemic, man, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there little by little. Beer helps.
It does.
Your Corona is not on the beach, right? With the Snoop Dogg.
This is not Corona.
This is not the Corona you're looking for.
Exactly.
I'd much rather buy. I'd much rather buy them than anything else. Well,
right?
Primos,
No, for sure.
You know, when we're looking at this, well, okay. First off, I'm your host Jorge Georgie Martin, and Primos are in the house. Hector, we got Primo.
Woo-hoo!
What the heck? And Primo
In the
Nicolas
house.
Vegas.
That's right.
It's on. So Nico, are you finished kind of licking the wounds about the 49ers losing to the Rams?
Yeah, that's tough, man. You know, but again, I'd rather it be that close and lose that way, because then I can always say, well, see, the Rams won, but if that one play was different, we would have won the Super Bowl. You can always hang on to that. People say, do you wish that the team that beat you wins or loses? And I would say, I always want them to win, because then I can say I would have won. That type of thing. Right.
Yeah. Oh man.
At least.
Well,
I could have married Becky Sue, but Jimmy did. But I could have. If I shut up, I probably shut up.
Well, I will tell you. You guys all know that I'm going to be rooting for the Rams. Been rooting for the Rams since 1977. But I'm also rooting for players. I'm rooting for players to win. Win us some money, some dinero.
Money.
Dinero, playing DFS. So now this is the week where it's just one game. You got a captain showdown. This is like Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. We're treating it that way, except we're throwing our chips in. So thought it'd be a good idea to kind of talk about some of the players that we like in this week. I'll be doing a little bit more of a heavy duty breakdown of the game, going into probably dropping it on Friday. We are on Wednesday night, but it's kind of like the flow that we're looking at. Are we expecting both teams to be throwing a lot? And actually, what do you guys think? Heck, we're going to start with you. Do you expect a lot of throwing, kind of a mix and running? What are you thinking on the game?
I mean, we know these coaches. First of all, Sean McVay, right? He's going to do what he does, and more better than anybody else. What has been the mix for the Rams this year, as far as they especially now with our man back, the running back in town. What's his?
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers, exactly. Why did I forget that? Cam Akers is back, so he's going to definitely get the rock there, open things up for Matt Stafford. But yeah, I mean, what has been the general mix through the playoffs here? The Rams they've run the ball for sure, but whenever they needed to throw, I mean, they've definitely hit their stride there. I think OBJ is going to be kind of the sleeper for this game. I think he's going to be the stud that kind of stands out. He's waited so long to get here, so I think he's going to have a little bit of a blow up game here. I think this is the guy for DFS. I think this is the guy that's going to stand out. Cooper Kupp. I mean, we saw last game, the guy it goes without saying. I mean, he set a record, right? Like triple crown, like receiver triple crown this year. So, I mean, you can't mess with that, So they're going to throw for sure. Cam Akers will be there to kind of, keep the Cincinnati Bengals defense honest. But there's going to be a lot of throwing. Both sides, I think there's going to be a lot of throwing. I mean, the Bengals receiving core, that goes without saying. They have a couple of guys there that can catch a little bit. So
a little bit. Un poquito.
A lot of throwing in this game.
They might be. So you were asking about where we kind of look at them. The Rams in the last two games have thrown 38 and 45 times passes. And they're running during the playoffs. They've run as a team at least between 23 and 30 times every
Yeah.
game. So they are definitely committed to running the football.
There's a mix. The Rams will definitely mix it up for sure.
So, and that's the thing. Do they run are they going to run the ball when the Chiefs end up dropping dropping all their defensive backs and going like 7, 8 in the 7, 8 deep, and they're only rushing 3 or 4 pass rushers. So that
Akers can catch, right? He can come out of the backfield.
He can.
Or
he could just run it up the middle when they've got all those all those defensive backs back there. Nico,
right.
what are you looking at for this game?
I like the Rams. I think it all depends on how Matthew Stafford plays. I think the Bengals are going to be watching him, and if he's a streaky guy, he doesn't really do bad than do good and bad. He's just like he's either going to have a good game or a bad game. So I think if Stafford starts to hit his guys and he's 7 for 8 down for a touchdown first series, they're going to just start throwing the ball. It's going to be like, man, we got to catch up, and Joe Burrow needs to be the man. He needs to be the Tiger King. Get out there.
The one thing that stands out to me, and I don't know, your thoughts on it, George, or your Nico. Joe Burrow's 9 sacks against the Titans.
That scares me.
I don't know how anyone puts money on the Bengals when that happened. That happened. that really happened in a real game. And those guys, the Rams rushing defensive line is. They'll run circles around the Titans D line. So I'm curious to understand, why the Rams are only favored by 4 points when I don't know how Burrow even survives back there. It's crazy.
I'm sure the last 3 weeks, everyone's like, how can you bet on Cincinnati? Last 4 weeks.
Well, yeah. I'm sure Vegas plays that game. They play it well. But, if you're just looking at numbers, and I think you mentioned it, George, a couple weeks back. The last time that that the team with the better defense lost was the Niners against the Chiefs. But it's rare. It's pretty dang rare that the team going into the Super Bowl with the better defense loses. So, I see that in this game. I can't get over the fact that Burrow was sacked 9 times against the Titans. And the Rams are just going to eat him for lunch.
And they won. That's the thing. To me, it's like 9 sacks and they won.
Yes. But again, the Titans have, not the same defense as the Rams. Not the same offense as the Rams. The Rams offense is pretty superior. Obviously, they're in the Super Bowl. And they have Sean McVay as their head coach. So all signs are pointing to the Rams winning pretty handily in this game, to me.
And I got to give credit to Joe Burrow. 9 sacks, right? This is a guy who just got when he tore and broke everything. He was just thrashed. And if anyone's going to be gun shy, it's going to be him, but not him. 9 sacks, sure. I'll keep playing.
He's the opposite of gun shy. Yeah, the guy has. He's got ice. He's got antifreeze in his veins, man. Not even ice. It's just like that guy's he's nuts. He's ice cold, man. He's ice cold.
Well, I look at him and. I think both quarterbacks are very playable. This game could go back and forth. I kind of look at this game where either it's going to have some back and forth, or the Rams win easily. So, and when I say the Rams win easily, it kind of reminds me of one of the first Super Bowls that John Elway played in. And he was fantastic during the playoffs. It was a coronation. Everything was beautiful. And then he got to the Super Bowl, and it was like he's by himself. Now I don't think he'll be by himself. Jamar Chase is great, but Jamar Chase is definitely an All-Pro level player. But I look at him.
Who's going to be guarding him?
It'll probably be Jalen Ramsey for a good chunk of the game. And that's the thing. And he's an All-Pro player himself. So that to me is going to be a fascinating matchup. I think T. Higgins is gonna, our buen amigo Greggy Greg loves T. Higgins. He sent me some teams that he's recommend, some DFS teams, and he loves T. Higgins and he loves Cam Akers in the captain spots. So those are good because T. Higgins being like he's going to get the attention with Jamar Chase not being locked up, locking horns a lot with Jalen Ramsey. So I look at that one. I think that's a possibility. The other one is Cam Akers runs all day long because the the Bengals do not defend the run very well. I mean, they've been giving up some. The last 2 games they've given up over 100 yards rushing. So that to me is very, very telling that if Cam Akers, so it's the last couple games, Cam Akers has not been great, but he's gone up against 2 of the best rushing defenses in Tampa Bay and the 49ers. So is that the reason why he didn't look that great, or is he just not all the way back? I think it might be, yes, he's not all the way back, but I think he was going up against great rushing defenses. And I think they're going to have some running lanes on Sunday, especially when they drop so many pass defenders. I think it's going to be a fascinating one. I love the players that I love for this week. I love both quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford. Now these are all regular prices, not the captain prices. Matthew Stafford 10,800. You got Joe Burrow at 10,600. I'm not a big fan of Joe Mixon at 9,600 in this one. I think the Rams have been really tough against the run during the playoffs. But so as I mentioned, Cam Akers also 9,600. He's a possibility. Cooper Kupp, who wants to spend up to 11,600? He's the most expensive guy on the slate for Sunday. I mean, he's been delivering well over 100 yards the last 2 games. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, that's the question. I mean, I think on one of your teams, if you're playing DFS, obviously, I think you're going to have more than one team. So yeah, you definitely want to have you definitely want to pick up Kupp on one of your DFS lineups at least. To hedge your bets a little bit, because that's expensive. But at the same time, that like you said, it could pay off. It could be worth it, because Cooper Kupp, he's like the mailman. He delivers. So. Straight up, you got to at least have a couple lineups in there with Cooper Kupp in there, just to, because you don't want to go into the Super Bowl with no Cooper. Oh, he's too expensive, and then he goes off like 3 touchdowns and something bananas, and you're kicking yourself because you didn't start him in at least one of your lineups. So you got to stick him in there somewhere, at least. Spend up a little bit, but he may pay off, definitely.
Nico, Hector talked a little bit about Odell Beckham Jr. He's 8,400 on DraftKings.
Scoop him up,
Yeah,
are you tempted, Nico?
I think he's good for 100 yards. To tell you the truth, the way he's playing now. I mean, Cooper Kupp's automatic, but what's going to happen is you take Cooper Kupp and all the top ones, you're going to be tied for first. And everyone's going to have the same lineup, or tied for fourth because somebody else has the real lineup. Like Van Jefferson, I've been trying to get him on board. OBJ, I love him, and he's been doing well. And but Cooper Kupp's automatic. I mean, 11-6. It's only a little bit more than. A lot more, but it's all about allocation. Points. Your return on investment. That's all it's all about.
ROI.
Absolutely. Well, on the so we talked a little bit about the Rams. I mean, you mentioned Van Jefferson at 5,200. Tyler Higbee is at 4,800. He is very cheap, but he's injured? Also hurt. He's also hurt.
I was going to ask that.
One guy who's a wild card, I didn't put him in here, is Daryl Henderson. So he's cheap in this one. He's very cheap. I believe he's 900. I'm confirming that right now.
Yeah, if he's that cheap, you want to stick him in there. If you have a Cooper Kupp lineup, you probably want to put in Daryl Henderson there. Maybe he'll vulture a TD or 2, from Cam Akers. That's a possibility. That's a smart play.
Yeah, he's cheap. I mean, that's the tough part. I mean, let me see, where's his price tag right now? And actually, if you're a big believer, go with the Rams D. If you think they're going to have if they're going to get anywhere close to 9 sacks, I mean, that one's good. So we got, let's see, where is.
Because the over-under is 47.5, right? So everyone believes it'll be up there.
Yeah, Daryl Henderson is 1,600. So, and he's expected to play. They're expecting him to play. How much he's going to play, who knows? But maybe he gets, for 1,600, maybe he takes one to the house, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I can spend, I'd spend up your money elsewhere. Maybe get both quarterbacks in there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the Super Bowl, one of the props is who's going to do the first touchdown. It's always some random person, like, who's that? Third string tight end, that would have been, 40-1 or something like that. But it's always some random guy.
Or if it's one of the linemen. So
totally. It's going to be. Well, here's my take. My take on this game is stay away from the first touchdown. I believe, in my infinite wisdom or lack thereof, I think there's going to be a scoop and score as a first score in this game. There's going to be a strip sack on Joe Burrow. I think the game's going to start out lopsided. I think I think the Rams defensive line is just going to be like hyped up like never before. I mean, what's his name? Von Miller has been in the Super Bowl before, right? He played against Cam Newton when he was MVP.
He was MVP that game.
Yeah. So he's to your point, all the other defensive linemen are going to be like, tell us what to do. Like, how do we get ready for this? So he's going to be the Zen master. So they're all going to be like right there at the prime position to be ready to just kill Joe Burrow. I think that the Bengals' first possession is going to be horrible for the Bengals. I think he's going to be sacked at least once in their first possession. And I believe, again, in my infinite wisdom or otherwise, he's going to take a sack and fumble, and they're going to take it into the house for a score. That's my thoughts.
Well, let's get it. We'll get into those prop bets. That I like that idea, but I want to finish up on the DFS side on the DraftKings dollars. T Higgins 7,600. So that's why he's kind of tempting on the captain spot. So you could get some pay up for some other guys. Tyler Boyd, another one. He caught a touchdown a couple of games ago. So at 5,400, he's a possibility. CJ Uzoma did not practice, but he says he's going to play. A guy who fights his way into the lineup. I'm not taking my chances with him. Adios.
His potential though is so big. I mean, if there's going to be that rush, he's like the safety valve every time. And that one game, he was killing it. Down the middle, he was doing his little Kittle imitation, grabbing all the things and going for touchdowns. Man,
his Kittle down the middle. The Kittle down the middle talk. Well, I look at this one. Evan McPherson, both kickers could play a game because it could play a part. Maybe they get a little bit longer field goals. So Matt
McPherson's a beast. I would scoop him up in a if it's between the both kickers, you're picking McPherson. That guy's just money. Another guy. Yeah. I mean, between Burrow and him, those guys got ice in their veins. Both of them. Neither of them are scared of anything, anybody. 60-yarder, no problem. Game winner for McPherson. He laughs it off. The guy's nuts.
So funny.
He's nuts, and he's money.
Afterwards,
the guy is money.
You just won the game. You could go have a drink with your place kicker and all that. I go, probably. He goes, well, what's your drink? He goes, ice water. Like ice water. And the reporter's like, what? So he's straight laced and straight kicker, I guess. But hey, as long as
he's money. I think they call Money McPherson, something like that. Yeah. They were saying
Shooter.
Is it Shooter?
Shooter, like McGavin. Remember? You guys remember
Shooter
McGavin? Yep, that's where.
That's awesome.
Ideos mio. But and there's some cheap guys. Ben Skowronek, at the receiver for the Rams. He's really cheap. He gets the occasional ball. I mean, I think he may get a catch that goes for 20 yards and helps you, and then you can go spend your money on some of the big guns and hopefully they go nuts. I tell you, I love these picks. I think there's going to be some points scored in this game. I think we're going to get a lot. There's going to be a lot of points scored. It's just depending on who you like in that captain spot. I am going to have at least one lineup with Cooper Kupp in the captain spot because he has just been so prolific.
Yep.
I'll have one. I'll probably do one either. I'll do one maybe with Matthew Stafford, but I want to go one cheap one with like
OBJ.
Either not OBJ. No, I want Cam Akers, but I want to do one. I may do one. I may get local and do one with the Rams defense in the captain's spot, and then just load up.
I'm telling you, man.
Yes.
Von Miller's been there before, man. And he's just, he's going to have his guys just ready and zoned in. He knows what it takes in the Super Bowl. So I'm telling you, Rams D is going to go bananas in this game. I'm telling you.
Yep, I think so. I think so. And I look at this one. I think it's just we could end up with a really good Super Bowl. It's going to be on fast turf. It's been warm. By the way, everybody who's around the country, we're sorry that our city is rubbing it in that we're getting 80 to 90 degree temperatures all week. And
I had to wear a sweater today. It was 88. I had I had my light sweater on today. It's 88, a blustery 88 today. So I had my light sweater on today because here in LA, that's
it's gotta be like
little on the blustery side at 88.
Like the Rose Parade, the rest of the country's watching the beautiful weather here now. But now we're in the 90 degrees. It's not like we're in the 70s. I mean, LA's hot.
88, man. It was 88 today.
If you guys gotta look up Mina Kimes on Twitter. She talks about they had a whole little spot where they were talking about just how hot it was because they were in like sunlight and everything. They had it was just like too funny. She goes, she was dressed in a black dress and she's like, I am basically asphalt right now. I am the color of asphalt.
I don't know if you saw the story, just a quick little aside. There's a story. There was some soccer match held in Minnesota last week. Did you guys see that?
Oh, no.
And
there's a picture. You can Google it, George. It was so cold. A couple of the players had to leave the game due to hypothermia. And some guy on Twitter actually posted that a partial portion of his beer in the stands froze, and he showed it. He had his cup there, and part of his beer was frozen in the cup.
What's he doing drinking a beer? When it's snowing.
It wasn't snowing. It was just cold. It wasn't snowing. It was just a freezing cold day. They had a soccer match. It was a soccer match in Minnesota like a week ago, and a couple of the players had to be taken out. I think the goalie on one of the teams due to hypothermia in a soccer game.
You got to forget that.
Yeah. So to your point, George, we feel bad for everyone else, the rest of the country, because they're freezing and getting hypothermia, and we're over here getting sunburns. So.
Yeah, they talk about the mass exodus of people leaving California, but there's a lot of boomerangers, they call them. They go out there and they're like, "Oh, damn, it's cold out here." And they come back. So.
What kind of jacket do you buy for this? Like, what is this?
We can't wear shorts. I just put a sweater on, right? Like, no, you got pants.
Yeah,
no.
You can't wear you can't wear shorts and a sweatshirt. Nope, no bare legs. No bare legs when it's down that cold.
I couldn't deal with that.
Well, hey, Primos, let's talk about some prop bets because that's where we're gonna have some fun.
Who got the props?
So the point spread is now up to 4.5 points. Rams by 4.5, and so
take Rams at 4.5. They win by 10 this game.
Woo! And it's 48.5 over under. Now the under has hit the last 3 years in a row. So the game scripts.
The Ram defense scores at least once, and that may hit because I think the Bengals offense is going to be stymied big time. I think Burrow's going to be running. Burrow's going to be running for his life, and here's the X factor: he may get knocked out of the game.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm not again. Just
it could.
To be clear, I'm not hoping that happens. What I'm saying is, I see there is a better than 50% probability that he will get knocked out of this game, just because the Ram defense is just so insanity. So I don't hope it. I don't wish for anyone to get knocked out of any game ever. I've never wished injury on anyone. I just think that the way that this game is set up, I believe that there is a probability that it happens.
Ay, Dios mío. I hope not. I really hope not. Well, let's look at Nico. What are you thinking?
I think the Super Bowl is kind of like the Pro Bowl. That they want to kind of give a little bit to everybody, and even if they start winning by 20 points, they still run up the score. So I think the over is a safe bet. Even though the defense for Rams, they could be shutting down Cincinnati, but the Rams may be able to take care of that score by themselves. Who knows? But
maybe.
I like that. Maybe. I like the Rams over 4.5. I think that's what's going to happen. But again, if they start to kind of go, then Cincinnati's going to throw the ball. And if they do that, there's risk of interception on the 15.
Well, there's Jalen Ramsey there too, though. So
I picked the Giants in this game. No, I'm just kidding.
I was told there would be no math.
I was told there. So MVP. You got Matthew Stafford as a favorite at 100 at plus 100. You got Joe Burrow at plus 225. These are numbers thanks to DraftKings, our amigos at DraftKings. Please, by the way, everybody, make sure you like and subscribe us on YouTube. Now, let's get a little more exotic. I got one that I really like as a potential MVP, and that's Aaron Donald at plus 1,600.
I was just gonna say that. Aaron Donald. I was just gonna say the same exact thing.
Digame, what are you thinking? What do you think?
I agree with you. I think he's going to have multiple sacks. He may be the scoop and score guy. Strip sack and a touchdown. Possibly an interception. I think that if they get, every once in a while, you kind of have a Super Bowl where it's like an anomaly, where there's something like that's just like 1 in a million kind of a game for a particular player happens. I think it happened. I remember a couple of years ago in the Green Bay. I think it was Green Bay Packers, or I think when the Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl, like the punt returner who ran back like 2 kicks for a touchdown, like something ridiculous, like something you'll never ever see. That can happen in this game. I think Aaron Donald may be the high scorer for this game. You know what I'm saying? Like something ridiculous. So yeah, I would put money down if I was in Vegas. I'd put money on Aaron Donald MVP just to see what happens.
And that's the thing. I keep looking at this game, and it's like I think the Rams just have a really big mismatch against the Bengals on the defensive line, offensive line. I just don't know how they're going to contain both. They're going to contain Donald.
There's 3 guys, right? There's a 3-headed monster.
Miller, and Leonard Floyd. Yep. Leonard Floyd's been a very quietly had a great season. So. Yes. I think that one. I think the if you
he's like Nico, the ninja. He's like silently just like killing it,
Yep. Nico, if you want to get crazy, plus 20,000 on Matt Gay. So for the kickers,
MVP. Has a kicker ever been MVP?
Well, I'm looking for Evan McPherson right now. I'm just looking for him on the.
Let me ask you: is Chase returning kicks or punts? I forgot. What they put him in, or
he is not. He is not. Cup sometimes returns them, but what they've been doing is they've actually, what's been happening a lot is he goes back there and he's just more to do a fair catch. By the way, Evan McPherson is only plus 13,000 for
I like him.
for
MVP. He's a better kicker out of both.
That might not be a bad one. Put down like put $20 on that, because he may score all their points and maybe kick a 60-yarder for the game winner and he'd be the MVP.
What's Burrow at?
Burrow's plus 225.
That's not too much.
No.
I mean, statistically, if Cincinnati wins, it's going to be because of Joe Burrow, and they're going to give him the MVP. So, And with only 4.5 point spread, statistically, it's a close game. So, if that was 700 or more, 500 or more, that's a no-brainer. But 250,
I think that's Vegas. I think Vegas is like messing with everybody's head with the 4.5 thing. Honestly, I think it should be more than that, but Vegas isn't putting it there. I think Vegas is doing that on purpose. I think the Rams win by like 10, easy.
Ooh.
I think it's like an easy win for the Rams this game, based on historically. There's certain things when you go into a Super Bowl and there's certain facts and figures that you kind of go by and you swear by, but sometimes you're afraid to bet. Like I always go back to Raiders versus Tampa Bay, when John Gruden knew everything that Rich Gannon knew. And I don't know what the spread was, but that was a stupid no-brainer bet. Like John Gruden knew exactly how Rich Gannon operated and knew everything about the whole entire offense. Like, why wouldn't you bet your entire life savings on the Bucs that game? You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it came out. So there's, and then 2020 after the game, like, oh yeah, you know what? That was so obvious. I should have known that. This is that game. The Rams defense is just going to destroy and kill and murder the entire Bengals offense. So I'm just letting you know right now that's going to happen. Vegas sitting it at 4.5 is like a sucker bet. Like they're putting it there. Oh, it's not going to be close. It's not going to be close. There it is.
Oh,
so okay, I love it. Just kidding.
We're going to get there. We're not there yet. We still got a ways to go. We still got a few things to talk about. We still got a few things to argue about. Now, Joe Burrow, plus, over under 275.5 passing yards. Now he passed that number 9 times this season.
Under.
Ooh.
Under.
Nico, what are you thinking?
Dink and dunks, and he's not gonna have time. That's my opinion.
I don't know.
You don't know. You can't say that. You can't say that.
Nico, okay,
The people want.
Here's $100, Nico. Which way are you betting?
On the overall. That's what we're talking. That's what.
No. Joe Burrow over 275.5. Over or under?
I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
Baby, what's going on? Shooter. Thank you for the live. Go Rams. That's my buddy Jojo Narduli. Happy birthday to your wife. A couple days ago.
We got lots of shooters. Shooter McGavin.
I don't know who this is, but thank you for dropping a comment.
Yeah.
But Shooter McGavin. Love it. So we're looking at 275.5. I think it's a good number. But you know what? He only hit that number 9 times out of 19 games, out of 18 games this season.
And I'm sure those 9 teams were like the weak sauce defenses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, a couple of them. One was Tennessee that sacked him 9 times, and he still passed for 300 yards in that game.
Yeah, because their D line was good. Their secondary was garbage. That's what happened.
The secondary was not good. Secondary was not good, and he did it a couple times during the season. That game against Kansas City, the game against
Kansas City secondary is garbage too. Yeah, they're not that good.
Just destroyed those teams.
Baltimore's garbage too. I think he threw for like 1,000 yards against them. Like you put the 2 Baltimore games combined, and he threw for like 900 yards or something crazy. So I think those don't even count. Like take those out.
Nico, what were you gonna say?
No, I think this is gonna be one of those Super Bowls where Cincinnati kind of feels like this is gonna be a tough game. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some trickery going on. They're gonna have to do it, let jet sweeps. Maybe trick plays back to the quarterback. I mean, they have the talent to do it. So maybe a little onside kick, a little New Orleans.
But McVay's like a mastermind, though, man. The fact that he's already been to 1 Super Bowl, he's so ready for all that stuff, man. The guy's like a mathematical genius, man. Like. I wouldn't bet against McVay, man. No way.
And he's got to get the monkey off. He's got to get the monkey off his back.
Having
been dominated by Belichick 3 years ago, he needs to win.
Yeah,
this game.
he's going to be ready.
Well, he beat the Niners. I mean, the Niners had
finally got that one off his back.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Like, holy moly. Yeah.
Well, how about Matthew Stafford? His over under is 280.5. And he hit that number 12 times. He passed that number 12 times. I like that. I like the over.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. So it's unanimous. So how about Jamar Chase? His over under of receiving yards is 79.5. Now I had my good friend Robbie Johnson on a couple days ago, and we both kind of said that's a trap. That's a trap number. He only passed it 8 times, but he passed it twice in the playoffs. So it's
Jalen Ramsey's X factor. So it's under.
That's the thing. Okay. Ooh, I love it. Definitive. Oh, that's sexy. That's sexy when you get so when you get so quick and to the point.
And I know it.
Nico, how sexy are you feeling about that pick?
Yeah, I think there's going to be I like the over. I think it's going to be at least 1 bomb. And it's going to happen. I mean. That one game, he was just picking it, just throw it up. He's going to catch it 3 out of 4 times. So they're going to be doing that. I think they're going to get desperate. They're going to have to pass. And so I think that number comes easy because they're going to be paying.
And maybe to my point, if it becomes a blowout, possibly, then maybe that's almost like a garbage time numbers for Jamar Chase. Possibly.
Possible. Muy posible. Oh, man.
Garbage time, but they're going to win because, but either way, his role is a lot of yards that game.
So Cooper Kupp, 102.5 receiving yards. He hit that number 13 times.
You got to go with the math. You got to go over that. If he went over that 13 times, you got to take the numbers. You got to do it. And twice in the playoffs. So it's recency bias too. So all signs point to a yes. Go over.
And he's such a.
It was 102.7 at first, but Kiss FM got mad.
Rick D.
102.5.
Yeah, go over.
Kiss FM. I still remember that. Yeah.
Take the
Hector.
over.
Hector, you threw one out there.
What's that?
The coin toss winner.
The coin toss winner. I think they said that I read a statistic. McVay has, in the last couple of years, McVay has deferred when he wins the coin toss 100% of the time. And the Bengals head coach only deferred once, like 2 years ago when he went. I mean, only did not defer once. So it's like 24 out of 25, something like that. Like, I mean, as a when you combine the two head coaches, when they've won the coin toss, they've deferred like 98% of the time, like in their coaching careers. Yeah, it's something like stupid. Even though it's like minus 500, so you have to bet like $500 to win $100, but it's kind of crazy. But it's like an automatic. Like if you have money, do it. Like just do it. Like I'm putting it out there right now. Go to Vegas, put all your money on that bet. The winning coin toss will defer, and I promise you will win, or I will eat a bug.
Well, that's actually good to know. I mean, if one side defers, the other one doesn't, then that means who's going to receive the ball is pretty stacked. So I don't know if we're betting first half, so that way, because you get the ball first, odds are you're going to have a higher score. So that's a little bit deep evaluation there.
Deeper than Atlantis.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
Love
So
it.
defer. That's like I read an article about it. It was like if you want an automatic win, like this is the one. It's going to cost you a little bit to upfront money, but if you have it, it's like basically a lock.
So how about the anthem singer? We're going to get into Gatorade in a second. I'm looking up the odds for the Gatorade right now, but the anthem singer, Mickey Guyton, 99.5 times. That one's interesting. Muy interesante.
What is it? 99.5 times?
99.5 seconds.
Oh, what's been the average length of the anthem over the last couple of years?
Right around there. Right around there.
Here's the thing. I would always bet the over on the singing, and here's why. It is the first of all, it is the most watched sporting event ever, right? Unless you're talking about World Cup, which I don't know. World Cup is crazy stuff, right? Super Bowl is up there. A lot of eyes are going to be on her at that moment. It's kind of like your 15 minutes of fame, like even though she's already famous, but when everyone is watching you, like if everyone was watching me and I'm singing, I'm making it 10 minutes long because I want you to look at me as long as you possibly can. So I think, they kind of work things out. Obviously, they're going to be playing music and stuff like that. But, towards the end, there's like an embellishment, keep it lingering towards the end kind of thing. So for the singing, I think betting the over is generally the safe bet.
I've heard different things that, I guess there's one person in charge of talking to the guy in the planes. They're coming over and they're trying to time it just right.
Okay.
And I think they even have the singer. They have like a clock or something that kind of stretch out. I don't know how they do it, but I got to give shout out to
So when she says brave, then they fly over like when she says brave, right? Yeah. Something like that. But also they stop the clock when she stops singing brave. So she can say brave.
No, they wait until she finishes, till she hits that.
So when she stops saying brave, that's when they cut it. And if the plane flies over, she can still keep going with the brave.
Yeah, because that B-2 bomber, the stealth bomber, that's a slow turn. That's not like, I'm going to just do 10 seconds. That's like 5-minute bank.
Yeah. So I always, like I said, bet the over. On the singing, you got to go over because if it was me, I'm that last final note, I'm dragging it out, man, because I want to be on TV as long as possible. All eyes, like Tupac, all eyes on me.
Right. SoFi is right by the LAX, which is one of the busiest airports in the world, and you're going to do a flyover. It's like, how are you going to, I'm sure that's going to be just like, you got to slow down.
Everything's shut down. Everything's shut down, man.
Well, let's also remember that's a dome stadium. So they can't really. If they fly over, it's going to be a drone or something like that. It's not going to be.
They're going to fly the stealth bomber inside the stadium.
Yeah, so it's that big. We've seen it.
It's open on both sides. So they're going to fly like a remote controlled stealth, like through the inside and out the other side. That'd be awesome.
Hey, lightning and fireworks. Why not?
So one of the props that we're really excited about. Everyone is excited about. This is what the whole Super Bowl is going to be about. What color Gatorade is going to get
Last
dumped?
year I hit it. Last year I hit it with, I think, blue. I think I caught blue
You
last
did.
year. And it was
My
blue.
boy Blue.
So, one of the things, purple, I found at 1400 plus 1400. That was the furthest. That was the furthest one. Orange is plus 130. Orange is the one that's even more, that's even better odds than clear water, which is plus 175. We got lime green at plus 300. And the funny thing is, the odds have actually changed. So lime green started at 350 and now it's down to 300. So I guess
here's my philosophy. I have a philosophy about the
Dígame.
Gatorade. So last year, who was in the Super Bowl last year? Tampa Bay, KC.
Okay.
Right? You have red, white, red, and like a pewter color, right? So they want to make sure that the Gatorade color does not favor one of the teams. So they made it neutral. So we had red, white, red, pewter. The Gatorade is blue. Nowhere, it's not like favoring one team or the other. So my thoughts again. This year we have what? Blue, yellow, which is kind of like the lime green. And then we have orange and black, right? So the Gatorade is not going to be orange because that's a Bengal color. It's not going to be lime green, yellow because that's the Ram color. And it's not going to be blue because that's also a Ram color. The Gatorade this year will be red. Put your money on red.
Woo! Nico, what are you putting your money on?
That's the philosophy. Bank it. Put your money on red. Always bet on red. Isn't that like in a movie?
Well, I talked to a good friend of mine who's got the inside scoop, Bobby Boucher, Waterboy. He says that Mama says it's going to be blue because don't the teams get to decide what color they have? I mean, they don't just give you the Gatorade, whatever it is, right?
They determine their own.
Right. So I would think Rams want blue. So I'm going to go.
I don't
blue
think
again.
so. I don't think the Rams are going to take blue.
Yeah.
Because KC, who was Tampa Bay? They're like red. They're a red team, and they picked blue. Did they pick blue?
Well, I think blue was like 12-1 last year.
They did do blue.
I think Gatorade being a sponsor, I think they decide with the color. To be honest,
Right.
I think Gatorade decides it. They're because the Super Bowl is a marketing,
bonanza.
It's a marketing bonanza. Great, that's the right word. It's a marketing bonanza. Every corporate sponsor wants to be a part of the party. So I'm sure there's something in the contract that says we're going to provide you with Gatorade all year long, but for the Super Bowl, we get to pick because we are Gatorade and blah, 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 whatever there is. But I believe this is not a team pick. I believe Gatorade selects their color to represent themselves at this marketing bonanza, and I believe it's going to be red.
So I got a couple other props that I came up on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Does a non-QB throw a TD pass in the Super Bowl? It's plus 1400 for yes.
OBJ will throw a touchdown.
Ooh, because he's left. I think he's lefty, isn't he? Or, no. It was okay. Does an offensive lineman score a touchdown?
No.
What? Plus 2200. Oh, you don't like the thick six?
Not this game.
Huh?
That's funny. Thick six. I hadn't heard that.
Oh, I can't take credit for that. Our amiga, my amiga Maddie Kroll is the queen of the thick six. She loves she's big time on the offensive lineman. So does somebody have any player have at least 150 rushing or receiving yards in the Super Bowl? Plus 175.
Wait, 150 or plus 175 for 150?
Yeah, to get 150 rushing or receiving yards. So it's either or. It's not combined.
I'd say no. I'll say no.
Yeah, that's not enough money. If it was 225, maybe, but at 175, no, I'm not taking that.
All right.
I'll say no.
How about, is the quarterback going to throw for 4 or more touchdowns in this game? It's plus 400.
Individual, combined, or
individual? Just one. Uno.
I'll say no.
No.
Yeah, it's been. I think the last time was the game where the Patriots came back on Atlanta. I think that was the last time.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen this game.
Let's see. who's going to kick a field goal at the end of regulation time? It's plus 500. So are we Shooter McPherson? Are we expecting that?
No, because the Bengals are going to be losing. So Matt Gay will be the last field goal will be Matt Gay.
Haha, love it. Let's see. So how about any player to get 200 receiving yards plus 1,200?
No.
All right. Well, let's find some other ones. We got some novelty props. A kick to hit the uprights.
Oh, that's
400.
guaranteed. That's gonna happen. I mean, that's been going on here.
I say no.
What are the odds?
For yes, hitting the upright, it's 400. No, it's minus 500.
That's it. Oh man,
Yeah.
I thought you told her. That's
I'd take the minus 500 on that.
I take the minus 500 all day. So
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Man, you know what? I just saw the odds on red Gatorade, 1,200. I kind of like that. I think that would really.
I'd bet that. I'd put $50 on red Gatorade for sure right now.
I think it's going to be orange if it's not anything else. I don't think
it's not going to be orange. It's a Bengals color.
Orange
Bengals
Bengals.
Hey, the Rams ain't gonna be. The Rams will not drink orange Gatorade playing the Bengals. Hell no.
And they're gonna have white jersey. You know, they're gonna have whites on.
Yeah, no way. No chance that the Rams drink an orange beverage. No chance.
So the odds are surprisingly even for the coin toss. Minus 105 either way, tails or heads.
Surprising.
Yeah, I never win, so I thought
it lands on the edge. Plus 1,500.
The edge is
landed on the edge. What do we do?
So here's a great one. The jersey number of the first touchdown scorer. So the guy to score the first touchdown.
Odd or even.
So the number under 23.5. So that's the number of the jersey. So now Cam Akers is number 23. So he's a prime candidate. Joe Mixon is number 28. So he's over. You know, you got Jamar Chase number 1. You got, Cooper Kupp number 10. The odds are.
What's OBJ?
OBJ is 3.
13? 3? Oh, yeah, it's going to be under.
Yeah, it's going
to be receiver.
So it's plus. Yeah, it's minus 140 or plus 110.
It's going to be under that.
And Georgie, did you mention? Did we go over the first score? Have we done that one yet?
Oh, I just had that up. Hold on.
Yeah, I never get these, so I figured I'm going to do a pool myself and buy every square, and then I'm guaranteed to win at least one of the quarters. So that way I'll do well. So that'll be fine.
Oh man, yeah. Where's the first score? The first TD score.
Yeah, that's always a tough one, and that's always some odd one. I wouldn't. Ozuma, I could see him doing it. Bengals has been a lot of times where they were supposed to do it first. Like,
tight end.
Well, he's got to play. Remember, he's got to play. He has not practiced yet.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Right now, the odds are good. So who's not going to play for Super Bowl? Is you kidding me? He's not going to be broken. He's going to fix it somehow.
He's going to play, or
Mighty lot, baby.
Yeah. Is he going to play, and what's he going to, and how well is he going to play if he's limited at all?
Yeah,
so that's the other thing.
Bengals go to the Super Bowl, he can play.
First score might be Matt Stafford running one in.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Ooh, oh, here we go. TD scores. So, first score, you got Cooper Kupp has got the best odds for plus 500. The worst odds is
or best odds meaning like lowest money, right? Or best odds meaning.
Well, that's the lowest odds.
Worst odds is lowest money, right? That's worst odds.
Yeah, the worst odds.
I'm okay, Spider. That's what I think. No, I'm okay. I'm okay, Spider.
Yeah, I mean, some guys that I think aren't even going to play are
those are great odds.
Are way down. Like Stanley Morgan, 20,000. Stanley Morgan, the Stanley Morgan I know was a receiver for the New England Patriots in the 70s and 80s. So
yikes,
that one. So let's see. But yeah, you're looking at, but the likely guys that could score a touchdown, you got Tyler Boyd at plus 1,800. He's scored a touchdown. Van Jefferson also at plus 1,800. So
I take both of those guys, Boyd and Jefferson.
I take Boyd. Jefferson's done
$50.
Heck, you were talking about scoop and score.
Yeah.
Rams defense 2,800.
I would take that off $50.
That's a possibility.
$50, man.
Throw it
That's
down.
a bet. That's because that'll give you $1,400, right? If you, or what is it for
$50? $50. I think it'd be $1,400.
$1,400. Yeah. $1,400. I would take that for $50. That's a great one.
Ay, Dios mío. That's a good one.
Devil's money. Bobby Boucher
That's the devil's lettuce.
Ay, Dios mío. Oh man. Well, Primos, I think it's ready. I think it's time that we start thinking about what we're going to serve ourselves. But first, we need prediction time.
Let's predict.
Nico, you want us to kick us off?
As far as the game?
Yeah, game prediction. Give us a score.
I think the Rams are going to win 35-17.
Woo! I'm putting this down.
I say I was. It's funny. I was thinking 17 for the Bengals as well. I say 27-17.
Ooh. So that one's Nico has the Rams winning and going the over.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, you've got the Rams covering but not going over, but going under. So, all right.
So 27-17, well, that's 44. And what's the over under? 40.
47 and a half.
47.5. So that's under.
48.5.
So I take the under.
So Nico, you said 35-17, right?
That's right. The Rams are going to keep scoring because everyone wants a touchdown in the Super Bowl, right?
Yep. And I am going to go a shootout, 31-27 Rams.
Ooh, well, you're taking the over.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we did see the thing where the Simpsons had predicted it back in 2005 that the score would be 34 Bengals, 31 LA Rams. So that's always kind of weird because you always hear about that. So that's up front. There's no like, did you see that? Let's talk
the Simpsons, man. The
Simpsons
are tough to beat, man. They predict everything.
That happens. I'm going to be,
Jeez,
candles and Diablo's in the house.
I mean, I would put that bet down in Vegas, like that's the final score, like just because the Simpsons said it. Just because, man, I would hate to like not make that bet, and that actually is the real final score, and then you just kick yourself forever. Like, dude, the Simpsons said it. Like, why didn't I bet it? Like, well, I'd put $20 on it, just exact score. I'm sure that's like. I'm sure that's like plus 1,000 or something ridiculous like that. Something like plus 5,000.
I mean, those odds are certain odds. I wonder if they do it in aggregate, kind of like since all those bets are there, your odds aren't 200 to 1. It's only 100 to 1 because so many bets are on that number, or they just get everyone 200 to 1. That's something that will ruin a casino.
But it's so
ruin Caesar's Palace,
It's so crazy to predict the actual final score and winner. Like it's got to be like plus 5,000 or it's something ridiculous. Yeah. Even if there's a lot of money on it, they're still going to be putting it up there. That's nuts.
Unreal. Yeah, that's what the Super Bowl does, man. It comes out, you end up getting these crazy ones. Ay, Dios mío. Well, Primos. Oh, what are we looking forward to eating?
Oh man, well I'm gonna be hanging out with some friends and probably barbecue. I think.
How about you, Nico?
I had a little bit of leftover Thai food. It was kind of a soup mix, and then I had some spring rolls that I haven't touched yet. So I think I'll hit those because it is spring time. Yeah. What? Oh, for Super Bowl. That's going to be some. Actually, I'm going to take a stab at. I'm bringing in short ribs. I finally looked at it, and that one commercial with grandma or mom makes short ribs. And I haven't had short ribs forever, so I want to see how to do it. I don't know how to cook ribs very well. I cook them fast, and that's not the way to do it. I don't have fast.
Slow and low.
Oh man, well I put on the our upload, our thumbnail for this as guacamole. So it's always guacamole is going to be number one for me. I'm going to eat it like crazy.
Yeah, baby.
So yeah, we'll probably make a whole bunch of stuff. Probably make some some chorizo and just like put it all out there. Maybe make some taco meat and just kind of like scoop it up. Maybe make some nice cheese sauce. Dairy, we don't have dairy, so we're gonna have some nice cheese, some nice dairy-free cheese sauce. It's gonna be
bingo.
Nice. What you got going on?
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna eat some margarita ice. That's about it. So.
Oh yes. Oh, and I got a friend out in the East Coast, huge Ram fan in Jersey, and he somehow he became a fan of the Rams 20 years ago during the Greatest Show on Turf days.
Yeah,
and so
a lot of people did.
We promised earlier this evening. We promised that if they win, if the Rams win, we're going to share a coast to coast tequila shot. So to LaQuan Jones, that one's going to be for you, my brother. So
that's automatic.
Familia, eso es todo for our show.
Racho.
Special thanks to Anchor for putting our independent podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, thank you to YouTube. Please make sure to give us a like and subscribe, por favor, por favor, por favor. And make sure you check out our original content, familiaffb.com. I've got a DFS article coming out probably on Friday morning. So I'll give you a couple of days to really devour it and go through it. I'm going to break down some of the players that are going to be good bets. And then also make sure you follow me at Jorge Martin 17. Hector, where are they following you?
What the heck? Right there.
Yeah. And Nico, they're following you to Las Vegas, so that's a beautiful thing.
I'm hidden,
and you can, and also make sure Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Familia FFP. Otra vez, have a great Super Bowl, familia. Enjoy yourselves, and remember, como siempre, on Sunday, it's the day of love. It's the day before the day of love. Hopefully, you love who the winner of the Super Bowl is.
Rams all day.
Remember, todos somos familia.
Adiós, amigos.
Salud.